2020s, HIZ has promised to give every student the best available education through core curriculum and challenging instructional and career programs. But have they kept the promise, or have some schools been left behind? Today we will look at one of the top schools in HIZ, the Baking High School.
Today we're here with Enrique Nava, a former student from the Baking High School. How prepared do you think the students are for college?
The Baking is a college prep school, so it's designed for students who want to go to college. So first you have to take an entrance exam, and once they know that, they start preparing you early on with pre-AP classes, and then by sophomore year you can start taking AP classes, which count for college credit. So I think we're very prepared. I mean, they make everybody take AP Calculus and a Science AP, so I think we're very prepared.
Okay, what did teachers expect from you?
Well, like every teacher, I think expects you to give your very best, and homework. Obviously, they want you to do your homework, and but in our school we had teachers who were like doctors, and they were like really professionals in their field, who just for some reason decided that teaching was the thing that they wanted to do. So they always had higher expectations from us than like, I guess, I can't really say because I didn't go to I didn't go to another school, so I can't compare. But I always thought that they always try to push me to the limits, and if somebody was struggling or something, they would go and focus on that student, because we had we had classes where you only had like 20 students, less than 20 students, so we got a lot of attention.
So was homework assigned like on a regular basis?
Well, yeah, we had homework. We had a lot of homework I thought. I mean, like every day I would have around 4 to 5 hours of homework, and well, I think that's a lot for a high school student. But I appreciate that they did that, because college is just like that too. You have all this homework, and you have all this time, and if you don't have the habit of doing your homework every day, then you can go in college and just wander around. So I appreciate that they gave me that much homework.
What happened when you didn't turn in your homework?
Well, you get a 0 for the homework grade, I guess. I mean, homework didn't really affect your grade. It was only like around, usually for most AP classes, it was only 10%. But if you didn't do it, you kind of didn't know what was going on in class, so it was in your best interest to do it.
What percentage of students would you say were hanging out in the hallways?
I think like 0. If you ever got in trouble in Vicky, they didn't have that much tolerance. They'd give you like a few warnings, and you're not.
What did you do if you were struggling in class?
If I were struggling in class, I guess the teachers are very accessible, so I would go ahead and ask them, but I didn't really have a problem with that. Usually, if you're struggling in class, it's just because you're being lazy, and but I mean, I guess from other students, the principal, Dr. Deason, always made sure that every core class had after school tutorials, so they would always go ahead. I think I did struggle, like in my geometry class, I was struggling, but then the teacher always said every day for like an hour and a half, and you had the opportunity to go like a one-on-one basis and talk to her, and she'd walk you through the problem, or she'd walk you through your problem. So it wasn't I mean, I think that the only reason, at least in the baking, the only reason you were struggling is if you didn't care to seek out the help, or if you really didn't care about doing your homework. That's the only reason you would. If you really wanted to, you wouldn't be struggling.
What requirements apart from those of HIZ to Baking required?
Well, I think most high schools require 24 credits, and the Baking requires 32 credits. So that's like 8 credits that we require. And like I said, most high schools they don't require like the AP Calculus and AP Science to every student, and that was one of our requirements as well. And they also required us to take an SAT prep class. Like we would we would have to take it like sophomore year, I think. Oh, in sophomore year we had to take an SAT prep class. So like half of the semester we were preparing for the math part, and the second half for the verbal part. And yeah, those are the three requirements that come up to my head real quickly, and that I think that most other high schools didn't have.
Thank you for your interview. This was our interview with Enrique Nava.
While HIZ has kept its promise to one of its top schools, today we will see how Davis and Reagan measure up.